Hey guys, this morning I wanted to talk to you about freezer cooking and give you a little more information about how you can start freezer cooking or putting together a freezer swap with your friends, which is what I do. This started, for myself, I started freezer cooking back in 2003 when I was pregnant with AJ. And a group from church organized it, and one lady did all the shopping, and then we'd all meet one evening and do all the cooking and prepping, and then we'd go home with 10, 12, 14 freezer meals for the entire month. And with having two small girls and pregnant and a daycare, this was a huge blessing for me. I like to cook, but I don't like to clean, so it was, I just dumped everything in the pan, and so it was a lot easier on me, and I fell in love with it. So we did that for about a year, and then the group got busy and kind of fizzled out, and I continued doing it on my own probably a year or so, and I would still, here and there do extra freezer cooking things, maybe make 2 dishes of something and put one in the freezer for later. But a year ago, somebody had posted on Facebook that they were doing freezer cooking for back to school. I said, I used to be in a group and, talked about that. And before I knew it, I was forming a group. And we met the 1st of October, just here at my house. There was 4 of us. And by November, we had 12 of us. And it's just kind of taken off since then. In February, I had a lot going on with, I was running in a half marathon, and we had Em's birthday trip that we always do for their 13th birthday, and I just thought, you know what, I can't also go and shop, because the shopping part was taking me like 2 evenings with having the daycare kids. I would, as soon as the daycare kids left, I would run up to Sam's Club or Aldi's or Walmart, wherever I needed to go that night, and so it just got to be too much. So I said, how about we make our own meals and swap them? So we each make 1 or 2 dishes times however many ladies for the month, and then we meet at my house the second Sunday of each month at 6 p.m. and we swap them. And we've had anywhere from 10 ladies down to like 4 or 5 ladies. And if we only have 4 or 5 ladies, we each make 2 dishes. But if we have, 7 plus ladies, we definitely don't, because we did the first time, and that was a lot of food. I think we ended up with 10 people the first time we did 2 meals, and my living room was completely packed full. So I have our own Facebook group, and it's just like a closed group that people in the area can join. And so on there, I'll post like a week or 2 ago, I posted freezer swap is this day, who's in? And then everybody will, comment, I'm in, and then with what they're making. So that way we know ahead of time that we're not all going to show up with spaghetti to swap, or we're not all going to show up with, chicken. And so that's nice. And then we also, if you want to do this, you also need to state, like, what do you want? Because some people, when, I say who wants to swap a meal, they'll bring muffins or something. That's not fair on those ladies then that have spent a lot of money on chicken or roast or hamburger. So I usually try to put a main dish meal, or I'll put a main dish and a side if we're doing 2. So that way it evens out price-wise and everything. So I will show you. The website I used to use back in the early 2000s was 30 Day Gourmet, and it's just www.30daygourmet.com. Some of this stuff you have to pay for, but I have found plenty of free things on here, and they have like a recipe section, and so there's like appetizers. Why is this not scrolling down? Good grief. Oh, now it's thinking. So we have appetizers and beef and beverages and breads and breakfast, and I think that said meatless, pork and fish. So there's a lot of different categories, and you can get there's like poultry, there's 90 different recipes. So you can just click on there and pull up I mean, look at all those recipes. There's tons. So I love 30 Day Gourmet. And I actually, before we moved, when we lived in our other house, I had a huge binder with tons of these recipes printed out. And we moved, and I don't know what happened to them. So I've had to kind of start over. And this, you know what, I don't know about it now, but this you used to be able to put in, I want this many servings. So if you were doing it for a group of 10 ladies and you each needed 6 servings, which is what we do, we specify you bring 6 servings of each meal. Our families are all 6 or under in size. Then you can put in, okay, I need 60 servings, and it'll pop up your grocery list. So like that might be one of the paid things. But yeah, you can also get, these people also have books. Go on Amazon and they're probably pennies now. But you can find books. I've gotten them at the garage sales even for $0.25. So 30 Day Gourmet. And then I also like Money Saving Mom. And on Money Saving Mom's website, that's Money Saving Mom. I'm sure you guys have probably seen her. If not, go check her out and like her on Facebook because she's awesome. But you can go from my kitchen. She has a freezer cooking 101 with printables and my freezer cooking sessions. And so she does like a lot of 1-hour freezer cooking, and she includes the pictures and the recipes. So I have a lot of stuff from her. And then I also use Pinterest. And this is my freezer cooking board on Pinterest. And honestly, this is probably one you can pin like everything off of Money Saving Mom. But I have done a lot of stuff off of Pinterest, and if you just go up, if you have Pinterest, go up and search for freezer meals. If you don't have Pinterest, you might want to look into getting that. It's free, and it's a ton of fun, just to go through and find new recipes or ideas. So there's also Once a Month Cooking, or Once a Month Mom. Now I don't remember what it's called. Let me search it. Who knew that this was difficult to type and hold a camera? I think it's Once a Month Mom. Oh, Once a Month Meals. Okay, so Once a Month Meals. This is also a paid thing. I do not do the paid thing, but they do have, there again, a limited number of recipes. And I don't know how much the membership is, but they do have meals for like gluten-free or paleo, vegetarian, I mean every diet I've seen on here. And they are also on Pinterest, so they'd be a good one to follow on there. And you know, if you want to start a freezer swap, recommend these sites to your friends and say, hey, here's some sites, because that's people, when I was doing all the recipe planning and then we switched over to the swap, people are like, I don't know where to go. So I just gave them these sites, and what do you know, 6 months later, I haven't had to give them a site for probably 3 or 4 months. So, I mean, these sites just have endless possibilities on them. And then we use, I meant to pull these out. We use these pans. These are from Sam's Club, and they are $10 for 30. Grab my other one. Okay, so these are 9x13 pans. $10 for 30 of them. They're just the disposable 9x13s and a lid. And you actually have to buy the lid separate from the pans, but they work out to be $10 together. And then you can just write on it. You will need a black Sharpie because other colors, other than maybe dark red or dark blue, will not show up. So we use these. And if you do like a freezer cooking session with friends, when you're all cooking together, I just buy these and then divide them into the cost of everything. And then I just use the Great Value freezer bags. And I like the kind that are the sliders. I use like the blue sliders because they're guaranteed to zip better. And then this is what my freezer looks like. It's getting a little empty because we'll be swapping. We're not actually swapping the second Sunday because I'm gone. So there's all of my meals, and then in the morning I just look to see what is on my menu and I come and pull it out. And this is also another idea. These are just half-pint candy jars, and we put our ice cream in there so that way it actually lasts us longer than a night. Because my family, as you've probably seen on other videos, likes ice cream. So that is everything. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section below. And if you'd like any help, I would love to answer your questions or help you get a group started in your area. You know, give you some pointers or more tips, or even, you know, I can send you some of the recipes we've done as a group. And then if you do a group where you all cook it together and only one of you is doing the shopping, I suggest you get a deposit. And we've always done a $40 deposit, and then the remaining balance is due on cooking day. Most of our meals have came out to be probably $50 for the month, for about 8 meals. And you know, if you don't want to be out the $10 a person, tell them you want $50, and then you might just have to give them some change back at the end of the month. But you know, that way then you're not out of pocket, because I was out of pocket the first 2 months until cooking day, and that was a huge thing. So there you have it. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.